one last time into the Scream franchise with Scream 4. I almost said 3. 4. Now, I like how they do these movies, you know. The first film had commentary on horror films. The second, on sequels. The third film on trilogies. And the fourth film on reboots. Which are still going on today, I guess. Reboots or remakes. So the story, as always, let's start with the story. And it's Sydney Prescott is coming back to Woodsboro for a book tour. And it's her last stop on her book tour. She's coming back, and as she comes back, murders start to happen again. Putting her cousin in jeopardy. Her aunt and her cousin in jeopardy. I guess. You know, like, Sydney was almost 40 here. And teenage cousin, Emma Roberts. But sorry about the yawning. It's a little late. I almost just decided to go to sleep. And to go to bed and not watch the rest. But here I am. Reviewing it, so, you know, I watched it. So yeah, we get the opening, and it's different. You start with Shanae Grimes and Lucy Hale, who at the time were kind of unknown. I knew who Shanae Grimes was from Degrassi. Lucy Hale I wasn't too familiar with at the time this came out. What was that, 2009, 10, 11? One of those three. So it starts with them, and Trudy, played by Shanae Grimes, she has this Facebook stalker, and then this killer shows up and kills both of them. And then the title card pops up. Stab 6. Okay, so they were watching a movie, and it now goes to Anna Paquin and Kristen Bell, and they're arguing over horror movies and stab movies in general, what makes people do. And Paquin gets up, goes to the fridge, comes back, and Kristen Bell stabs her twice in the gut. She asks why, she just wouldn't shut up. And then title card pops up. Stab 7. What the hell? Movie within a movie. So what, the opening to Stab 6 is the opening to Stab 7? Or were they just watching Stab 6 at the beginning of Stab 7? Which in that case, people who went to see Stab 7 will be very confused when the opening to Stab 6 started. Ugh. I think there's even 7 Stab movies by this point. That was me anyway. You should think after the... Did the third one never even get made? They mentioned there was a Stab 3, but how? How did Stab 3 get made? All the cast members are dead. Yeah, they're all dead. And Tom, dead. Jennifer, dead. Tyson, dead. Angelina, dead. What's her name? Sarah, dead. Cotton Weary, dead. All the cast members were dead. How did they do Stab 3? How are there 7 Stab movies? The cast of Stab 3 was dead. They should have canceled the movie. Unless they just did a whole different movie. Who directed it? Roman's dead? Sure as hell ain't Milton. He's dead. How are there... They don't mention 3. And like... Patrick Dempsey's not even in the movie, so maybe... And the fact that they didn't have Randy's sister in there, maybe 3 doesn't exist, and maybe it ignores the third film? I don't know. I don't know. But it just... How did they make Stab 3 if all the cast members were dead? It just confounds me. I didn't think about it until just now, actually. So you got your basic reboot of characters, you know, they're supposed to be. You got you know, Jill is supposed to be your reboot version of Sydney, right? So that means her friend Olivia is Tatum. And in a weird twist, Kirby would be Randy. Because she's the one that knows all the horror movies. But then you also got a Randy type in Robbie, who's often paired with, what's his name? Rory Culkin's character, I don't remember. But they could also be Billy and Stu, but then you have the character of Trevor, who is her, Jill's boyfriend. So there's your Billy Loomis. At least we're led to believe. Yeah, another twist that when I saw it, I hadn't guessed it. Usually I can figure out some things, but I didn't guess it. Like, there's a scene towards the end where Trevor shows up. He says that Jill texted him. She goes to find her phone. He chases after her eventually. And she comes down by herself, asking where Trevor went. And they're like, well, he went upstairs where you didn't see me. He wasn't up there. He didn't send me a message on my phone. So you think, oh shit, Trevor's the killer. And he used that message saying to get in. Message saying to get in. Now he's switched into his costume. Anthony Anderson and Adam Brody are in this, and while they don't do much, I do like when Anthony Anderson dies, because he gets stabbed in the head, right? And he's fighting. And before he dies, he says, fuck Bruce Willis. And then just dies. They're the ending by making us think that Gail's gonna die, too, because she gets stabbed when she goes undercover to a stab marathon. She puts her own cameras hidden around the place. But the killer, Ghostface, shows up and starts knocking down her cameras. Which makes her go back in there and she gets stabbed. Now, cameras, you're thinking, okay, it's got to be the two geeks, right? Robbie and Rory Culkin's character. Well, the twist on who it is so out of nowhere, I didn't guess it. Oh, shot. What the hell is his name? Rory Culkin's character has a crush on I can't remember her name. Hayden Panettiere's character, I can't remember her name. Rudy, Ripley, Dudley. What's going on in my mind? I can't remember anything. Riley, no. Riddle, no. Dewey, no. There actually is a Dewey. Romley. I said her name at the beginning of the review, right? I can't freaking remember it. It's time for me to go sleepy, you know. Anyway, he has a thing for her. And he gets tied up, and it's like the beginning of the first one again, where she's at the like a back door window. He's tied up. She has to answer a bunch of questions. It's like, what reboot and what remake? She starts naming out every remake that was ever made. She was like, She runs out there, and then he stabs her. And he's one of the killers. And then another killer shows up, and it's revealed to be Jill. And it turns out they were going to... It's the same kind of plan that Billy and Stu had. They're going to frame Trevor for the murders. She shoots Trevor in the nuts, and then she kills... They're supposed to be Cindy and Randy. And yeah, Billy and Stu. And so Jill shoots Roy Culkin, and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "It's like you said, Billy and Stu, Trevor and you." And so what Jill's going to do is it's a simple plan. She wants the fame. So she shoots Sydney and then beats herself up to make it look like she survived. She's taken to the hospital, but she makes a mistake. When she's talking to Dewey, she said she stabbed herself in the chest, same as Gail, and she mentions that. So when Dewey's talking to Gail and says that they're twins, that Jill said they're twins, she's like, how did she know? I got stabbed there. So I realized, oh, she's the killer. And then, she gets taken down, she gets electrocuted, shot, she's dead. But the end has her still getting the recognition, which, if you think about it, makes no sense, right? Because you got all these reporters giving her recognition. Oh, the lucky survivor. Oh, she's a hero, true hero. And then when I find out what actually happened, they're going to have to retract their statements. Oh, I'm sorry, folks, we were wrong. She was actually the killer. It's not going to look good for the news stations. It's like 4 or 5 different news stations there. All in all, guys, this film is actually pretty good. It's better than the third one. I know I said there had to be 4 or more for me to do a ranking, but maybe I'll do a solo screen ranking. I don't know, but this is going to my 31 on 31 ranking for right now. Maybe the placements in those rankings will give you a feel of where they're going to be in the regular ranking, but eventually I'd like to do a screen ranking. So what are your thoughts on Scream 4? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, love, peace, and chicken grease. What's your name? Rooney. Rocky. Riley. Remy. Corky. Clooney. Man, Stevie. Looney. What is the name? I could just go and look on my internet browser, but I said it. That's what killed me. I said it already. Claire. No, that's Heroes. Rodney. It made no sense. Kirby!